to some things of the things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Hit that like button. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time over here. You meant what you said when you said it. Really be that, because I don't be understanding y'all sometimes. And when y'all know when I say y'all, you know I ain't talking about y'all. You don't talk about y'all. Basically, that all these people that got something to say have been actively involved in the political process in their world. I don't believe it. You ain't gonna convince me. I know y'all love me. I don't like it. Hey y'all, I tried this new format where I could go vertical on StreamYard, and I don't like it. But I don't think I can change it while I'm live, so it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Let me see if I can change it while I'm live. I don't think I can though. I don't think I can change it while I'm live. Layouts, let me see. No, I can't change my layout. But I don't like it. I thought I would try it, just see what it looked like, but I don't like it. But it is what it is. We here now. What's going on? Happy Saturday. Yeah, I do not like this at all. Oh, why did I do this to myself? I do not like this layout. Let me see something. It's a little bit better. Ugh. That's a little bit better. Ugh. Yeah, I'm gonna do this again. Learn my lesson. Try to do something different. Don't like it, but it's okay. We're here now. Like I said, we're here now. So this is vertical. When you said which one was better, this one or the one I did before this? Yeah, everything looks weird. Like y'all know StreamYard is always trying to change stuff up. So I thought I would try it, but yeah, I don't like it. It looks like you're watching a TikTok live. Yeah, I'll just try it. But yeah. So wait a minute. Y'all said this one looks better or this one looks better? Well, I think that's the better. Out of the ones I try, I think this one I like the best. Yeah, you're right. If it ain't, well, thank you, KDK. But you're right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You ain't gotta worry about me trying to fix it no more. Anyway, y'all, we're not gonna be here for a long time. But I knew I hadn't talked to you guys in a couple of days, so I said, let me come down here. I gotta talk to the people. Yeah, this one. Okay, this one's the better one. Okay. So a quick update. I did want to check in with you guys and give you guys an update on the Thanksgiving basket situation. And then we'll talk a little bit about BravoCon and a few other odds and ends. So I got up this morning, child. That's why I had to come home and take me a nap. Oh, I was tired when I got home. I got up this morning. I went to my mom's church. You guys might have seen that I posted on the community wall and on Instagram. On top of them giving away the Thanksgiving basket today, they were also giving away clothes. And I knew they had made the announcement about it last Sunday when I was at church. They made the announcement about them having clothes to give away, but baby, they underestimated it. Because when I walked in there today, I was like, because they were asking for volunteers to help on Friday, but of course I had to be at work. They did it during the day to help set everything up. First of all, I want to say those volunteers did, the people who showed up on Friday and helped organize the clothes. Cheryl say her trip is paid. I know that's right, girl. I need to call her. Oh, shoot. I was supposed to call Royal Caribbean today. Damn. I don't know if they open on Sunday or not. I know they're open. I don't know if the group department is open on Sunday. Anyway, if not, we'll have to do it on Monday. But congratulations, Cheryl. Thank you, Vinny Van. Thank you guys. But when I got there this morning, not only were the clothes nice and neat and organized, they were separated by sizes. They were separated by like men's wear, women's wear, youth, children. And they had, you know how when you go to the store, when you go to the department store and the sizes start here and they go up, that's how they had it set up. So when the people came in, it was so easy for people to find stuff in their size, what they wanted. It was unlimited. There was no limits. Listen, and if you took it all, oh well, you just took it all. Okay, Tawanda. Okay, good. And they had sizes all the way up to like 5X. They had stuff that still had tags on it. They had shoes, accessories. They even had somebody had even donated the pens. You know what I mean? For people who need them. And that stuff is expensive. The pens are expensive. If you if you have ever had to buy them for either for yourself or for a family member, those things are not cheap either. And sorry, y'all spilled. I was eating some wings and I dropped the sauce, and some of it must have dropped on this table, and I didn't see it until just now. Sorry about that. And so the way they had it set up. So this is at my mom's church, and they do this every year. But I feel like this is the most clothes they've ever had. I mean, gosh, they had so many clothes. So when you come in, they had vegetables, so they gave people free vegetables. So they had vegetables, and then the way they had it set in, you came in and then you came around, you got your vegetables, and if you had signed up for a turkey, they were giving away $100 gift cards, but it was limited, so your name had to be on the list. And so you got your ticket if you were one of the people who you got your ticket for that. But then you went into basically the fellowship hall, but that's where the clothes were. And they gave people big old garbage bags that you could fill it up. I mean, you could take as much as you wanted. And if you wanted more, you can go back and get another bag. And because basically, because what ended up happening was anything that was left at the end of today, we boxed up everything that was left. And it was a lot of stuff still there, you guys. We boxed everything up and we took it. Well, the deacons are taking it over tomorrow, are taking it over to the Jamaican embassy. And whatever was left is going to Jamaica. So, and it was nice stuff. You know, they had and again, they had it separated by like dress clothes, activewear. I mean, they had suits. They had button-up shirts. They had, like I said, they had some stuff that was brand new. They had some stuff that was gently worn. You know, you could tell stuff had been worn, but nothing was beat up, you know. And so it was nice. And then the people who signed up for their turkeys, I took $300 worth of gift cards. So I bought the gift cards this morning on my way over there. So I got $25 gift cards. So I got them in increments, of $25. And I'm not going to tell y'all a lie. I may not have done the math perfectly. So whatever money is left over after I order all of the baskets, whatever money is left over, I'm going to donate that. Even though my mom's church, I'm going to donate that either to my Eastern Star chapter for our baskets or to the disabled vets. Pat's mom works with the disabled veterans, and I'll donate it either to one or the other. So I knew we had at least $300. So I just bought the $300 over gift cards. And like I said, I took those. I do have a pic. I meant to post it. I took a picture. I took a picture of the receipt and I took a picture of the cards. Cause again, I don't want y'all to think I'm playing no games. I will post it on the community wall. I meant to post it this morning, but the internet was janky. It took me like 15 minutes just to post about the pictures. I mean, just to post about the clothes. And once that post went through, then we were busy. But that's it right there. Oh, see, that's just stupid. You see, those are the gift cards on the table. See, it was 12 of them, and then you see the receipt. There's the receipt. There are the gift cards. So I'm gonna put it on the community wall, but I just want y'all to know I ain't playing no games. That's playing no games. Yeah, Chuck, I understand that too. I understand what you're saying, that they're not, Jamaica's not very pro LGBTQ, but at the same time, yeah, you respect the cause, right? I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So there's that. Now, there was a lady there, although, sometimes it's okay to not say nothing. It's okay to just say thank you. Because the more she talked, the more I wanted to be like, I changed my mind, but of course I can't do that. Oh, good. I'm glad. Hey, Abby. Hey, boo. I hope you're feeling better, my love. So there was a lady. She was a white lady. And I couldn't tell if she, okay, I don't know if she went to the church or she was just at the church today. Like, I don't know. She she had a little daughter with her, and there was a guy there, black guy. He was walking with a walker, so I'm thinking he may be disabled on some level. I think they were, well, not I think. They were together. And the daughter was their child. I'm not sure if she's like a new member to the church or what the situation was. No, she's not older. I mean, she's not older. So when I was talking to my mom, this was towards the end of the day. Now I saw her there earlier. She was going through and getting clothes, but then I saw her. See, I have on my shirt. This is the church shirt. Um, then I saw her with her shirt on, one of these shirts. So I said, "Oh, she must go to the church." Because at first I thought she was just there, getting her stuff. And so when I was getting ready to leave, she came over to my mom. It was my mom and a couple of other ladies. They were the ones giving out the gift cards and stuff. So I saw her come over and ask about the gift cards, the turkey, the gift cards. And my mother was like, "Well, did your name on the list?" And she said, "Oh, I didn't know there was a list." She was like, I just thought I would come over and ask. I don't know if somebody told her what was happening or what. I don't know. So my mom was very polite about it. She was like, "Oh no," she was like, if there's any extra, I'll, give me your name and everything." So I walked over to her, after she walked away, I walked over to her and I said, "Do you live somewhere where you can get Amazon Fresh delivery? Do you know if your address gets deliveries for Amazon Fresh?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, give me your name and your address." And I didn't tell her it was me. I said, "I know an organization that is sending out gift basket. I mean, Thanksgiving baskets, as long as they're doing it through Amazon Fresh." I was like, "So give me your name and address, and I'll give your name. I'll forward your name, because I ain't want her to know it was me, because I ain't want her to be like, asking me 5,000 questions, right?" This is where she should have just said, "Thank you so much," and gave me her information. Hey, Smelly boy. Hey, boo. But this is where she kept talking. And by the time she got done talking, I was like, I just wish I hadn't said nothing. So she says, "Oh, yeah, yeah." She said, "Yeah." She said, "Is my grandmother's address okay?" I said, "As long as it gets Amazon Fresh and you're going to be able to get it, that's fine." She said, "Yeah, because, they still, where we live right now, they steal stuff. They steal your packages." I said, "Yeah, I know." She said, "Yeah, so I haven't sent to my grandmother because, you know, um, she said, I'd never been around that before." Because now in my mind, all I see is this white lady with this black man. And when you were like, "I'd never been around that before," like in my mind, what that's saying to me is what you trying to say. Like, you never been around what before? Black people before? Thieves before? Like, what you saying? And again, she could have shut her mouth, but she kept talking. She said, "Yeah." She said, "When we moved around," she said, "because, I'm used to being in like, a gated." But, where we live now, everything is just, it's open, and they just steal so much. Girl, you could have just gave me your address and kept going. I didn't, because now in my mind, I'm like, well, if you had such a great life living in your gated community and where the people don't steal, why you messing with this black man and he got you living in the hood? Because that's what I heard. I heard that you, now that you with this black man, you living in the hood, he got you in the hood. That might not be what she meant, but that's what I heard. That was the translation in my head. Now, don't get me wrong, y'all. Don't get me wrong. They probably do steal, because I don't think she's making that up. But we know that they steal packages no matter where you live. They will steal packages. Remember, I went through that this summer when I came home from my trip, and packages that had been delivered weren't there. Now, they mysteriously showed up, but it don't matter. The packages were gone. So it doesn't matter, but it just, baby, it's just the way it hit me. But again, I mean, I'm going to listen, she on the list and I'm going to send her package. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, girl, it's okay to shut up. It is okay. It's okay to just say thank you and not add too much. Why the grandmama won't let them stay with her? What's up, JB Boo? Like I said, well, when she said gated, I don't think she meant like she lived in a gated community. I think she meant that the apartments that she lived in before were gated. Like, I didn't get the impression that she lived beyond the gates, kind of thing. I felt like she was saying the apartments I used to live in, they weren't open. They were behind, you had to, like some apartments you have to, have a pass key to get in and that kind of thing. But that still don't stop. Lexi, that's what I was just saying. I was supposed to call today and I didn't. I'm gonna have to do it. I don't know if they're open, if the group sales is open, the group department is open on Sunday. If not, I'll do it on Monday. I came home today from the church, baby, and I had to take me a nap, honey. I was tired. But it was a good day though. It was a good day, but it was just, I was like, oh Lord. I said, sometimes people, it's okay to just be quiet, honey. It's okay to just be quiet. What's up, Marcus from Richmond, Virginia? Hey, boo. But I mean, she could have meant that, child. She could have meant that she lived in the gated community. I don't know. But that's just, once she started talking, that's how I felt. You know what I mean? Right. Cabrini Green in Chicago is gated. Right. That's what I'm saying. Being in the gate. Right. And again, I know some apartment buildings that you need a pass to get in, and that still don't mean nothing. It's still assisted living. It's still government, Section 8. Like, that doesn't mean anything. This peak season schedule is terrible. One day off. Yeah, Marcus, but the way they letting people off where you work, I mean, I know it don't make you feel no better, but it's a blessing. It is a blessing. It is a blessing. Hey, everybody coming in. Hi. She went from beyond the gates to beyond broke. Right, Quake. I don't know who they is, honey, but anyway, like I said, I had already, while she was doing this, she was typing, because I gave her my phone and told her to put her name and number in my, put her name and number in my memo, so I would have it. So she on the list, child, because she got that baby, so she on the list. That's all I'm gonna say. She gonna get her little Thanksgiving dinner, child. She on the list. So as I told you guys before, I will start ordering the turkeys tomorrow. I mean, the dinners tomorrow. So for the people who emailed me, I know I have not responded to the emails. As I am ordering, I will respond to your email. So like, I'm going to start at the beginning. So the people who emailed me first is where I'm going to start. So I'm going to go all the way back to last Friday, because that's when this whole thing started, was last Friday. And that's what those are where the emails will start. Was it Thursday? Whichever, November the 7th. I know what date it was. I will be scrolling all the way back to November the 7th. and that is where I'll start. So starting tomorrow, those baskets will be the first ones I order. If I run into any problems as far as the address is concerned and that kind of thing, I will be reaching out to you. But if you just get an email from me saying, the basket has been ordered, then you know you are good to go. And the day that I email you is the day that the basket was ordered. Because it's Amazon and stuff like that, you don't get like a tracking number or anything, but they will let me know when it's delivered. So if you guys have any questions, I mean, I could put that in the email. It'll let me. The email should tell you when it'll be delivered as well. So when I put it in the email, I'll put the basket was ordered, and then it says it'll be delivered by such and such a date. So that way you'll have the information. And I'll move forward in that way. As of right now, we should be good, y'all. Based on the amount of people that reached out and the baskets and the donations, we should be good. We should be good. Okay. Okay. Ronnie said, "Yeah, I live in a building where they need a key fob, and we didn't have them." Oh wow. Okay. 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 Oh yeah. You a star? You my star? Yes. Um. Yeah, okay, so I watched the Bell Collective. So I might do my Bell Collective review tonight because honestly, it ain't gonna take that long because the episode just didn't give me nothing. It's probably not gonna. I mean, y'all know I always say it's not gonna take me long, but then I end up taking me long because I get the fussing. But I may do that tonight when I get off of here. I haven't watched anything else yet because again, I was out all day today, so I have not watched anything. I haven't watched the Braxtons. I haven't watched it's all good, Nisa, baby. I listen. I understand, honey, because I'm a daughter as well, and I'm active with the stars, but I'm inactive with the daughters. Um, but I haven't watched anything else. I haven't watched Braxton's. I haven't watched um Ready to Love, and then Love and Marriage Huntsville comes on tonight. So, and I told y'all I'm not doing Force. So there's that. Bell Collective annoyed me, child. Carlos, if you're not going to allow, and it's not in this instance, it's not just Carlos, it's the production company that they have down in Jackson. But if y'all are not going to let these stories naturally unfold, then let it go. Either call it a scripted series or let it go. Because none of what I saw on that episode made me feel like it was an original, and it was nothing made me feel like that stuff was original. It all made me feel like it was just scripted. Like none of it was real. Y'all can't act. But anyway, moving right on. Yeah, I know they started filming for the next season, child. I know. All right. So that's the update. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Any thoughts or concerns, feel free to reach out to me. I think I'm not sure what their weekend hours are, Ravine. You can call. I'm not sure. I don't know. Right, Kim. It's giving a sad Tyler Perry stage play. You keep getting a crazy connection? Oh, I don't know. Because I meant to call today. Matter of fact, when I was on my way home, I was like, oh, I'll call when I get home. And then, baby, I said, let me lay down and just take me a nap. Because, baby, I was tired. I was tired. Well, thank you, Nisa. Thank you, boo. All right. Um, Megan Kelly, listen. Megan Kelly. The fact that you have a 14-year-old child, you are the worst case scenario for all that is anything human. You are the bottom of the barrel. You are scum of the earth. You are the type of person that people should be calling social services on right now to get your child removed from your home. The fact that you can justify a man having any sort of sexual connection to a child, I don't care if the child is 15 or 8, the fact that you chose to go down on your social media platform and defend a pedophile just because you can't accept the fact that the person that you have risked it all for, that you have put everything on the line for, that you have chosen to disregard any form of decency for, is exactly who you knew he was to begin with. Because let's be clear, this Epstein Donald Trump connection didn't just start. It didn't just start. This has been going on for years. The pictures have been around for years. So the fact that this is exactly, he is who y'all knew he was. And the fact, like I said, that you actually have a 15-year-old daughter, a 14-year-old daughter, yet you want to sit on a national platform and defend Jeffrey Epstein being attracted to 15-year-old girls. Y'all, that's why it's the Megyn Kellys of the world that have me where I am right now mentally when it comes to what's going on in our country. Because no matter what happens, we are going to move the goalposts. I need y'all to understand that Bill Clinton was impeached for having an affair. Now listen, was he right? Absolutely not. But he was impeached for lying about it. But let's be clear, he lied because he didn't want people to know he was having an affair. But I remember Bill Clinton being attacked at the fact that Monica Lewinsky was in her early 20s. Oh my gosh, she's so young, and he knew better, and he took advantage of her, and he preyed on her, and she was in her early 20s. Yet we have this grown ass woman defending a grown ass man having dealings with a 15-year-old child. See, that's why I can't with y'all. And when I say y'all, you know I'm not talking about y'all. But that's why I can't with anybody that at this point is still finding any way to defend anything about Donald Trump. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about nothing. I don't give a damn about nothing. There's nothing that anybody can tell me to justify supporting Donald Trump. Absolutely not. In any way, shape, or form. In any way, shape, or form. Because at this point, right, they knew who he was, Mia. They absolutely knew who he was. This information didn't just come out. People chose to be willfully ignorant about it. This isn't new information. I've been watching impeachment on TikTok, and Linda Tripp was the real villain. Linda Tripp was a trip. Linda Tripp was a trip. Travis Hunter. I don't know if you guys know Travis Hunter, the number 1 draft pick this season that came out of Colorado. He was the number 1 that came out of Colorado. He has canceled all of his Amazon endorsements, stating that anybody that Excuse me, y'all. He said anybody that is in business with Donald Trump, he's choosing not to be in business with. So he has canceled all of his he has chosen to cancel all of his Amazon endorsements. And I can appreciate the sentiment, and I think I love him for the sentiment. Unfortunately, thank you everybody. Unfortunately, most of big business isn't bed with Donald Trump, but I respect him for that. Hold on, y'all. Let me blow my nose real quick. Yeah. So good for him. I bet you they won't talk about that. Huh. You said, why do I think Donald Trump gets away with so much? Because Donald Trump has created, I mean, it's a masterclass in a cult and how to build a cult. It's a masterclass in how to build a cult. Like I told you guys, if we rewind this clock all the way back to the beginning, Donald Trump was able to appeal to, let's be clear, Donald Trump's appeal was to the lowest. I'm going to just talk plain. Poor white people. Donald Trump was able to talk to poor white people. Donald Trump dummied down his speech. He dummied down his affect and his conversation, and he appealed to poor white people who blamed everything on black and brown people. And he said, you're right. They're the reason why. They're the reason why you're not rich. They're the reason why you lost that job. They're the reason why your kids aren't getting into college. They're the reason why your kids aren't on the basketball team and the football team anymore. You're absolutely correct. It's these black and brown people that have infiltrated our country, and they are the reason. He was able to appeal to people's racism. He was able to appeal to people's xenophobia. He was able to appeal to people's nationalism and create this space where he made it okay to be racist. It was an absolute backlash to the 8 years of Barack Obama. Because again, we're not going to forget that the backlash started during Barack Obama's presidency. The Tea Partiers, right? And in addition to that, Donald Trump also had the backing of big business who understood that he's a whole buffoon, but he's a great puppet master. See, it's both things in play here. It's both things in play here. He had big business behind him who understood that Donald Trump's an idiot, but he's a great puppet master. From the very beginning, Donald Trump's appeal was crazy because Donald Trump spent his whole life as a Democrat. So we should have known something was wrong the minute he flipped from being a Democrat to a Republican and everybody ate it up. I'm like, y'all do know he has spent his whole life calling y'all stupid, right? He spent his whole life talking about how dumb the Republican Party is. I mean, there are quotes floating around about how dumb he felt like the Republican Party was. But there was a vacuum within the public party. There was a vacuum within the Republican Party, excuse me. And he filled that vacuum. I don't believe I believe this stopped being Donald Trump a long time ago. What Bab saying? All they care about is making other people suffer, right? Their kids are too ignorant to get into college, and they're so stupid because they're rich. White folks are keeping them in the poor and not giving them high paying jobs. I mean, That's the I mean, that's a very famous quote by Lyndon B. Johnson when he talks about you convince the poorest white man that he's better than the richest black man. You know what I mean? Like, where do you think the Klan came from? The, the Klan wasn't started by the rich men in the room. The Klan was started by the sharecroppers that were picking cotton next to the black man. And the only thing that they had over being black was the fact that they weren't black because they were just as poor. Please understand, rich white men didn't give a damn about poor black men or poor white men, but what they could do for them. The Ku Klux Klan were the white men in the trenches that would lived in the neighborhoods that were one step above the white man's council, which was still, the racist organization. But those were the congressmen and the governors and the city council members and the business owners. That was called the white men's council. The Ku Klux Klan were the farmers down the road. What do I foresee over the next few years for this country? Do you believe some of that stuff on Scandal has some truth to it? Baby, I'm going to be honest with you. It's been so long since I watched Scandal. You would have to be more specific. I watched Scandal. I'm not one of those people that has rewatched and rewatched and rewatched Scandal. I watched it when it was on and I have not looked at it again. So you had to be more specific. I mean, you talking about like the MS, not MS, the secret group and all of that. I don't know. What do I foresee? I foresee a pendulum shift that's going to swing too far in the opposite direction. That's unfortunately our society overcorrects. So instead of correcting it to a middle B613, thank you. Instead of correcting it to the middle of the road, we overcorrect. So I see the pendulum shifting with the midterm elections, and I see an overcorrection. I see the next president being a Democrat, and I see there being an overcorrection, which in 12 years is going to put us right back where we are. It's just a cycle, unless people come out of it, unless people learn from the mistakes and come out of the cycle. But yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I don't like this. I can't even see how many people are in the room, y'all. Because it's literally my screen. My screen is cut too, so I can't even see. I don't even know how many people are in the room. I can't even say, "Oh, we got this many people." I can't see it. Yeah, I'm not doing this one again. I don't like it. I could. Somebody tell me how many people are even. It's 161. Okay, thank you. And we don't even have 100 likes. Come on, y'all. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much where that is. You think we're gonna make it to the 2028 election? No. What you mean? I don't know. I don't understand the question. What you mean? Do you think we're gonna make it? What do you mean? You have to be more specific about what you mean. Thank you. Thank you everybody for letting me know how many people in the room. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't see any of that. I can't see how long I've been live. I can't see nothing. Yeah, I'm not doing this one again. I just thought I would check it out, see how I liked it. Now I know I don't like it. Now I know I don't like it. um We were talking about that last night. After me and JB finished talking about reasonable doubt, we were talking about how to get away with murder and scandal and all that good stuff. Thank y'all. You hear what Steve Bannon talking about him running again? No. Oh, do I think that we're gonna actually have an election? I don't know. I mean, I'm being honest, y'all. I don't know. I don't know. Um, I don't know. Because a year ago, if you had said to me the things that were happening were going to happen, I would have said, no, we have a constitution. We have checks and balances. He can't do that. So at this point, I don't have anything to say because look at where we are. You know what I mean? Like, I can't. So I don't know. I'm not being funny, y'all. That's the best I got. I have no confidence in the Democratic Party to do anything. I have no confidence in the Supreme Court to stop anything. I have no confidence in Congress or the Senate. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the Democrats couldn't even hold the line on this damn shutdown. So, but whatever. Jasmine Crockett said he can't stop an election. And how's Jasmine Crockett going to stop it from happening? No disrespect to Jasmine Crockett, but how's she going to stop it from happening? I don't understand your question. When you say explain the purpose of the shutdown, I don't understand your question. What do you mean? What was the purpose of it? I mean, are you asking why did the government shut down? I don't understand your question. The country will be bankrupt by then. He won't care to have that role anymore, especially after they F up all the good parts. All the good parts. Are you asking why did we have the shutdown? We had to shut down because Congress couldn't agree on a continuing resolution to fund the government. So here's the thing. The government is not supposed to work. Okay. One of the fundamental jobs of Congress is to balance the fucking budget. It's to create a budget and make sure it's balanced. The problem is over the last, 12 years, we have not had a balanced budget. So rather than fix the fact that the budget is not balanced, we just keep kicking the can down the road. And when I say we, Republicans and Democrats, we keep kicking the can down the road and they keep doing what's called a continuing resolution. So with the continuing resolution, they agree that they're going to fund the government for a certain amount of time in order to resolve whatever needs to be resolved and keep kicking it. So this particular time, so generally they get together and the Democrats want something, the Republicans want something, they agree to give each other what they want, and then they agree to this continuing resolution into the next deadline. This particular time, the line in the sand was about extending the HSA, extending the Affordable Health Care Act. Is it subsidies? I want to make sure I'm using the right language. Is it subsidies? ACA, thank you. I said HSA. ACA, Affordable Health Care Act, subsidies. And so that is what the problem was. And so when they passed that big, beautiful bill, that it was going to trigger, and I'm oversimplifying the language, but it was basically going to trigger an increase in people's healthcare, and it was going to kick a lot of people off of Medicare. Medicare is federal, Medicaid is state, I think. And so with that being said, that is why the shutdown happened, because the Democrats were like, listen, we couldn't stop this big, beautiful bill from passing, but the least y'all can do is make sure that we're not going to increase people's health insurance, triple people's health insurance, and, kick people off of Medicare. Medicaid. I always get it mixed up which one is which, but Medicare, Medicaid, thank you, Medicaid. I always get it mixed up. And so that's why the shutdown happened, because they couldn't agree to it by the deadline. And so the government shut down because essentially the government ran out of money. When the government shuts down, it's because they ran out of money. There's no money to pay people. That is what happened, because they have not approved the budget. Medicaid, thank you, Hibiscus Rose. It's Medicaid, thank you. So that was why the government shut down. Yeah. So that was why the government shut down. And this is only good until January the 30th. We right back where we started. On January the 29th, we right back where we started, you guys. So I need y'all to understand that this is only a 90-day extension. We right back where we started at the end of January. I'm not saying that the money doesn't exist. I got that. I understand that the money exists, you guys. But what I'm saying is, without the budget to approve the funds to be dispersed, yes, the money is there. We have the money, but without approving the budget, the money doesn't get dispersed. I don't mean that the country is bankrupt. That's not. I mean, I didn't mean that. Exactly, KDK. It's shut down because the Republicans in Congress prefer to make Trump happy than just extend the protection of health benefits. Yep. The ACA subsidies will end at the end of December. Wow. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Okay, so the more money you print, the less value the dollar has, and then that ends up triggering inflation. So, like when I explain, because my kids ask me that all the time, why can't we just print more money? Because the more money you print, the less value the dollar has. So yeah, we can print more money, but then the dollar is worth less and less and less and less. And then have you guys ever traveled and you gone to countries where a loaf of bread is 150 of whatever their currency is? Yeah, because their dollar isn't worth anything. What's not called their dollar, whatever their money is, the value of their money is not worth anything. So yeah, that triggers inflation. So that's why you can't just print money, 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 money. It's not a have issue, is where to put issue. And some of the senators are about to pocket how much. Oh yeah, we're not gonna talk about the money they about to take home. Increasing the interest rate has the same effect as printing more money with the same impact on inflation. True. True. Listen, I saw this when I was at the matter of fact, when I was at the grocery store today. I saw this today at the grocery store when I was in line, when I was at the customer service desk getting the gift cards. Turn in your pennies from your piggy bank to us for free because the grocery stores are running out of pennies. Duh, because they stopped making the penny, but they didn't stop making stuff cost $8.36. Well, you need a penny. $10.38. Well, you need 3 pennies. You see, they didn't stop making stuff cost odd numbers where people needed pennies. It's just stupid. Anyway. I saw a post that said that people have to. Yeah, that's one of the things they want people to have to reapply for their SNAP benefits. Yeah, they were. I can't remember why that. I don't remember why last time, but yeah, they were running out of change pennies before. I don't remember why. I don't remember what the reason was before, but yeah, yeah. So anyway, Anybody watch Eddie on Netflix? Was that the Eddie Murphy documentary? I haven't looked at it. I've seen clips from it, but I haven't looked at it. Yeah, I'm holding on to, but my dad has like jars full of pennies in his closet. You better hold on to them pennies. Oh wow. Grown woman says she went to Walmart and her total was $4.16. Gave the cashier $10 and there was a $4 upcharge because they probably didn't have no pennies. But is that even legal? I mean, I guess it's illegal. I guess they could add an upcharge. That's crazy. All right. Well, let me get into let's get into some fun stuff. Let's get into some fun stuff, child. Let's get into some fun stuff. Y'all know I can't stay in this space long. I can't stay in this space long. All right. Always check your receipt at Walmart. Oh wow. Well, y'all know I ain't been to Walmart in a long time, so I did go this summer and get something, and then I ended up taking it back. All right. So BravoCon has been very interesting. You know, I have mixed feelings about some things. Now, this is normally a conversation I would generally have in members only, but since it's a slow night, it's Saturday, we chilling for a few more minutes. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell y'all, you know, one of my frustrations with doing this is not being on the radar, right? And what I mean by that is this. Let me start by saying I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater at all. I am happy for all of those who are successful in their endeavors. And I'm going to always, if you somebody that I F with, I'm going to always be on the front row cheering you on. Let's be clear. Okay. So I want to be very clear about that before we go any further. I want to be very clear that I'm not a hater. And this is not coming from a place of envy or hate. However, it is frustrating not being on the radar. And what I mean by that is I see people who have less subscribers than me, but somehow end up on the radar. There's one lady in particular, and again, I'm not hating on her. I'm happy for her. She is so excited to be at BravoCon. She is so excited to be there. But Bravo actually reached out to her and invited her to Bravo, right? BravoCon, right? And I have more subscribers than her on Instagram, on YouTube and on TikTok, right? And I'm like, so how did you get on the radar and you got this VIP BravoCon experience and ain't nobody ever reached out to me? You know, I see other content creators who get invited to things. They get press kits for different things. And I'm like, what do I need to do? No, she's black. She's a black lady. And I'm just like, what is it? If she was white, I wouldn't even be having this conversation, child. And I'm like, well, what is it that I need to do to get on the radar? I just don't know. And again, I am not begrudging this woman. That's why I'm not gonna call her name because I don't want it to sound like I'm being a hater because I'm not. And I'm actually enjoying all of her content. I've been watching her videos and I'm enjoying all of her content. I don't know. It is frustrating only because I want everybody to get what they got, but I want it too. That makes sense? And I know in some cases people know people, right? People network with the right people and people know people. In some cases, something you're doing right, you know? I don't know. Now, I wasn't gonna pay my own money to go to BravoCon this year because it just wasn't in my budget to do it. But if Bravo had reached out to me, I would have gone. Absolutely, I would have gone. So that's my pity party. That's my 5-second pity party. Okay, move right. But listen, we're gonna keep grinding, y'all. I'm gonna keep going, and one day I'm gonna get invited to Cinderella is gonna be invited to the ball. Okay, one day Cinderella is gonna be invited to the ball. All right, and it's okay. It is okay. Alexander Rogers and Craig started a GoFundMe. I know, right? I think being on that radar comes with a cost that's not worth it at times. Ravine, you just said a word. See, sometimes people say the stuff to you that you need to hear. Baby, you just said a word. Because I do know people who have been on the radar, and sometimes what you think on the other end of the rainbow ain't worth what you got to go through to get to the other end of the rainbow. You just said a word, Ravine. You just said a word, Ravine. You just said a word. But again, and it's funny because they said that the tickets really weren't selling like they usually do, and that there were a lot of like decent tickets still available for BravoCon. But it just, like I said, it just wasn't in my budget. Y'all know I have a lot of trips coming up in 2026, and it just wasn't in my budget, child. It depended on the tickets. The tickets ranged from like, depending on, well, let me say this. It depended on the events, the type of tickets. I mean, standing room, early access, like y'all know stuff like that. The tickets vary, but the general price, the average price of the tickets were like $1,200. I think somebody was saying. And I know last BravoCon, they skipped a year. So 2 years ago when they did BravoCon, it sold out. Like, if you didn't have your money the day that, it's like trying to get Beyonce tickets. If you didn't have your money the day that them tickets were on sale, baby, you had to get what was left. And then they became real expensive. So, oh, thank you, Big Ant. He said, I'm already famous. I'm a Boss Babe nominee. Thank you. But baby, BravoCon, it looks like it's a whole mess. It's a whole vibe. It's a whole vibe. I was going to say something else, but I'm not going to say that. I was going to say something else about what people give up to be in the room, but we know. And just like Beyonce, the resellers are destroying the experience. True. So I'm not sure. Me and JB are going to try to link up tomorrow and do Beyond the Gates. So, the Grand Dame is there, and I think she looks good. So Karen is there. The one thing I can respect are that the people are not, they're not shunning BravoCon. Like, Karen knew, like, let me, I'm on my brain. Listen, my thoughts are all over the place. Let me center myself. Karen knew that her showing up would be a thing, right? I told you guys when there was a camera there when Karen got out of jail that she was still on the Real Housewives of Potomac. We got the mid-season trailer, and we see that Andy Cohen got on his private jet and flew his happy ass to Potomac, Maryland to sit down and have a one-on-one with Karen, which I told y'all was going to happen. I told y'all that Karen and Andy were going to sit down and have a one-on-one. I told y'all that. I don't know. I just felt that in my bones. I didn't expect that he was going to go to Potomac. I thought that Karen was going to fly up to New York, but the Grand Dame, Andy Cohen, has come to the Grand Dame, not the Grand Dame coming to Andy Cohen. Okay. So we're going to get to see that. Wendy was there, and Wendy did not shirk. I'm sure it'd have been easy for her to not show up to BravoCon, and two, not answer the questions about it. But she did. Of course, there's not a lot she could say. It is an ongoing investigation. It's really not a lot she could say. But I mean, she said what you expected her to say. Ashley tried to give a bullshit ass apology, and she was like, I'm not accepting it, moving right along. And I don't blame her for not accepting it. And here's why. We all had opinions about the things that came out about Wendy. We all had opinions about, we read the court documents, we heard attorneys give their legal advice and their legal opinions, but Ashley, you didn't have to bring your happy ass down to Instagram and be shady about the shit. You know that you work with that woman. You know that you were going to have to be in the room with her. Like, it would have been okay for you to not to say shit. Because let's be clear, you voluntarily came with your happy ass down to the internet and shared your shady comments about Wendy. Nobody asked you, girl. You weren't in an interview with somebody slid a question in. You voluntarily would, you know. So I was there for you. I was here for Wendy to say, yeah, no, I'm good on that. No, I'm good on that. It would be I would even give Giselle and Robin a pass. And let me tell you why. And I know what y'all are saying. What you mean you're gonna give Giselle and Robin a pass? Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I say that. I'm saying I'm gonna give Giselle and Robin a pass because Giselle and Robin have an established podcast where they talk about all things reality TV, all things celebrity news. It is established. They didn't just start a podcast last week to talk about Wendy, right? So they have an established podcast where they talk about all of the things. They talk about everybody else. So yes, I think it was fair that they had an opinion on Wendy. But I also think that what they said was fair. I don't think that what they said was shady, even though their podcast is called Reasonably Shady. I don't even think what they said was shady. I think that what they said was, look, I was surprised. I'm disappointed. You know, it ain't looking good. And no lies were told. No lies were told. And Wendy even said that Giselle has reached out to her and Giselle has shown some support. So I can do my job and still be there for my person. Candace, you next. Don't let me forget that Candace is next, y'all. Y'all put Candace's name in the chat if I forget, but y'all make sure because Candace, I got some words for your ass. But moving right along. So I can respect the fact that Wendy was like, look, Giselle, you know, she said what she said on the podcast. I mean, Wendy didn't say these words. I'm saying these for myself. But Wendy said that Giselle also checked on her, and Giselle also has been supportive. She said Stacey, Giselle, and Monique have actually been the three supportive people from the cast that have reached out and have been there to support her. And I love the fact that Monique was one of the people that was supportive. One, because Monique was just coming back to the show. And two, we know that Monique and Wendy didn't end 5 years ago on the best of terms. And Monique, we saw a clip from they gave us a sneak peek clip from tomorrow night's episode. And Monique said that the only person she's talked to is Ashley. So we know that Wendy is not somebody that Monique kept in touch with and built a friendship with. So congratulations. Oh Lord, I mean congratulations. But I respect the fact that Wendy was there. I respect the fact that Karen Huger was there. Mary Crosby, they said that she got the biggest standing ovation. And when they asked her about the documentary, she didn't shirk it. She said, look, I just think it's sad. You know, I think it's sad. Now, again, like I said last night, I am reserving my opinion until I see the documentary. And that doesn't mean that everything in the documentary has to be true. But I am going to reserve my opinion on the church, the cult, the not cult. Is it a cult? Is it not a cult? What it is, what it isn't. Until after I watch the documentary. But I respect the fact that Mary showed up and Mary answered the questions and she addressed it. Y'all are cracking me up with all the nicknames for Ashley. I mean, for Candace in the chat. That y'all are cracking me up. So there's that. There's that. Now, Candace, bitch, I really be trying with people because I know y'all love Candace. I know that y'all love y'all some Candace Dillard Bassett. And when I say y'all, I'm talking about the people who love Candace, okay? I ain't talking about everybody. I'm talking about the people who love Candace, okay? Y'all love y'all some Candace Dillard Bassett. And I'm going to be clear with y'all. I ain't never seen it for her ass, okay? I have always been irritated by Candace. Now I know that y'all like Candace because y'all think she got that quick wit and she got she got them reads and she know how to read somebody down. I know y'all do. I know that y'all love her because of that. I know that's why y'all love her. But I have never been a Candace fan. Now, can I say that there are times when I could appreciate Candace? Yes. Y'all know how I do when I review these shows. I take each episode by episode, person by person. So yeah, there was sometimes when I was Team Candace when it came to a situation. But I have never been a Candace fan. And I'm gonna tell you why I have never been a Candace fan. Y'all ain't gonna like what I'm about to say. Y'all are not, I don't know if we're ready to have this conversation because y'all not gonna like what I'm getting ready to say. But I'm gonna go on and say it anyway. And I hope at the end y'all still love me because I'm gonna still love y'all. Here's my problem with Candace. Candace throws a rock and hides her hand every time. Candace sounds the alarm and then sits back and doesn't understand why everybody's running out of the building. Okay? Then you know, so for example, and y'all know I don't even like talking about colorism, but I'm gonna go on and say the colorism. Candace was the one that threw out this colorism bombshell on the Real Housewives of Potomac, right? Candace, girl, you the same complexion. You threw out the colorism as it related to Monique and your treatment after what happened between you and Monique. Girl, you and Monique was the same complexion. And when it came to the Monique situation, everybody had your back. Giselle defended you. Robin defended you. Ashley didn't, but... Yeah. You threw out, and that's not to say that colorism doesn't exist, y'all. That's not to say that. But what I'm saying is Candace would throw these things out and turn everything into this moment. And then she somehow will pull out her triangle, and now she's the fucking victim. She did the same thing with the situation with her mom. You came on this show and you wanted to present yourself as this upper middle class black bourgeoisie. My mother takes care of me. I come from privilege. I've got this beautiful 5-story townhome and my mother takes care of me. Until that narrative did not fly in these group of women. Because see, what you thought you was going on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills where everybody was going to be cool with you being in a situation where your mom pays all your bills. You thought you was going on Next Gen NYC where you were a Nepo baby and everybody was going to celebrate that. You didn't realize that you were going on a Real Housewives show that made up of predominantly middle-class, hardworking people who came from middle-class, hardworking people, and they was going to clown you about that shit. So then, all of a sudden, you turned it around, and now all of a sudden, why do y'all keep bringing up my mother? Y'all keep saying my mother takes care of me. No, you said your mother takes care of you. You said it. They ain't say it. They wouldn't have the ammunition if you didn't put the ammunition out there. You say some of the nastiest shit out of your mouth. You call these women all kinds of names. You give some of the nastiest reads. And then when it come back at you, then all of a sudden it's a problem. And I'm not going back down the road of her and Monique and who hit who and who was right and who was wrong. I'm not having that conversation again. But you were not innocent in that exchange, and that's all I'm going to say. Now, why do I say all these things about Candace? Because fast forward, last week, you gave us all the reasons why you didn't feel like Kamala Harris was ready to be president. You talked about the fact that she didn't have a strong enough handshake for you. You met her at a fundraising event and her handshake was limp. And you looked at your white husband and said, she's not ready. She doesn't know how to shake people's hands. How dare she give me that limp handshake? I was taught that the way you shake a hand is what you is how people know that you're serious. And her handshake wasn't serious enough. I knew she wasn't ready. Then there was another clip from that same conversation where you said, and she didn't have a plan. She didn't have a plan. Yeah, we went over that, Sam. Hey, we talked about that. She didn't have a plan. Now, this is what I keep telling y'all. This is what I keep telling y'all. And y'all don't have to agree with what I'm getting ready to say, and that's okay. On that ballot last November, there were only 2 viable candidates. And what I mean by viable, only 2 of them was going to win. Jill Stein wasn't going to win. Other wasn't going to win. Abstain wasn't going to win. Mickey Mouse wasn't going to win. There were only 2 people whose names were on that ballot that was going to win that fucking election. And if you didn't vote for one, then de facto you voted for the other. And I don't know who she voted for and who she didn't vote for, and it's not my business. But what I will say is the fact that you are so willing to come down here and disparage the woman who did not fucking win makes me feel like you voted for the other one. Maybe you didn't, but that's how I feel. Now, why am I bringing all that up now? Really, why are you bringing this up now? Why are we talking about it? Here's why we're talking about it now. Here's why I'm bringing it up now. Because Candace Dillard, you took your happy ass. I wish I could find the clip. I don't think I saved the clip. But you brought your happy ass down to this good internet. I want to say it was one day last week. Let me see if I can find it. Talking about Donald Trump in the files and Donald Trump being a PDF file. Let me see if I can find it, child. Because I'm like, confusion. Confusion. Hold on. Lord, I can't, it won't come up. I put in Candace Dillard and it's still showing me Candace Owens, child. Okay. I'm on TikTok, see if I can find it. Let me see if I can scroll down far enough. Because even though I put in Candace Dillard, it is showing me Candace Owens. I guess they figure you don't know who you're talking about. But she went on this whole rant. I wish I could find the clip. About white America and Donald Trump and him being in the files and him being, you know. Yeah, baby. I can't get past the cat. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. What's this? Yeah, I can't find it. If I can find it later, I'll show it to y'all, but I can't find it. Yeah, I can find everything except for that, what I'm talking about. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm just like, girl, you cannot have it both ways. You can't come down here and talk about how horrible of a candidate Kamala Harris is and then turn around and now you want to talk about how horrible of a president he is. Like, girl, make up your fucking mind. It just irritated me. Because again, I just feel like right now, we just need that solidarity. You know what I'm saying? We just need that solidarity. But anyway, moving right along. Y'all get the point. I can't find the clip, but y'all get the point. That's a sign that YouTube is complete. Well, it's TikTok, but you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. I saw that and it just pissed me off. Like I said, I normally let me see. Sometimes I'll share the screenshot so I know where I saw it, even if I don't save the whole clip. But I don't even think I saved that. I think she just pissed me off so bad. I don't even think I did that. Hold on, let me see. Did I? I don't even think I did that. Oh well. But anyway, that's the whole point of that. Some other stuff that went down at BravoCon. They said the Real Housewives of Atlanta ladies was arguing on their panel. They said it was Kelly, Drew, and Shamia were getting into it. Portia and Shamia are still not great, but they're better. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Kyle said her and Dorit took 3 steps forward and 4 steps back. She said they're kind of pretty much back where they started. Sutton says that Garcelle leaving the show was a blessing because she was able to get to know the other ladies better. Girl, nobody stopped you from getting to know them ladies before. Garcelle wasn't the reason why you didn't get to know them ladies. You were iced out, remember? You weren't part of the Fox 5-6 or whatever that shit was they called themselves. You weren't in the group. You weren't in the secret group chat, ma'am. Garcelle is the only person that would come and play with you. Garcelle is the one that sat at the lunch table and offered you half of her fucking sandwich. She's not the reason why you weren't invited to the cookout, Sutton. She's not the reason, ma'am. They asked Kyle about the fact that Garcelle says she's the only one that she would be interested in maybe having a relationship with. And Kyle was like, well, I mean, that surprised me, but she blocked me. Like, when she left the show, she blocked me. You know, she walked off the stage and she blocked me. Here's what pisses me off. Even now, and I'm sure there's going to be a conversation on the first episode about what happened with Garcelle, and I'm sure everybody's going to act like they so shocked and they don't understand. What pisses me off is, even now, fast forward a year, y'all still can't look back on that and realize why Garcelle might have felt the way she felt, why Garcelle might have been hurt in that moment, why she acted the way she acted. Maybe once she calmed down, she realized, you know, Cal is the one that I'm actually kind of do miss a little bit. But in that moment, she was pissed off and she didn't want to talk to none of y'all's asses. Sutton said that she called Garcelle over and over and over again. And I believe that. I believe that Sutton called. But again, I believe that Sutton also was totally oblivious to why Garcelle walked off that stage to begin with. And let's be clear, we got the edited version, and I think we understood. Like, it wasn't hard to understand why she got up and walked off that damn stage. I don't watch the OC, but Andy gave Vicky her orange back, so I guess Vicky's coming back to the show. Don't watch OC, so I don't care. The trailer for the Valley, the Persian shot, basically it's the Shahs of Sunset reboot, without calling it the Shah of Sunset reboot. So they played the trailer for that. I guess the reason why Robin is there is because she was on Traitors, I guess. Because I was like, Robin, why are you at BravoCon? I mean, even though Sheree is there, and we know Sheree's not currently on any Bravo show. I don't know. I was just like, Robin, what you here for? But she was on Traitors. Sheree was on Traitors, so maybe that's why Robin was there. I don't know. I don't know, child. Candace wasn't there, even though she's on this upcoming season of Traitors. K. Michelle and Pinky Cole were not there either, even though Eddie confirmed that they are on this season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Oh, so she only answered questions as it related to Traitors. Well, maybe that's why then. Let me think. Let me see. I took some screenshots and stuff. Let me see if anything else I took a screenshot of. They said, what's her name? Sheena, Schena. Where is she from? Is she from Vanderpump Rules? I think. I'm not sure. Baby, they said she got into a physical altercation with someone from Southern Charm. Now, again, I don't watch either one of those shows, so I don't know these people, but allegedly that's what had happened. The new cast of Love Hotel was announced. So it looks like it's going to be Heather Gay, it's going to be Sonia Morgan, and it's going to be Portia Williams. I didn't watch the first season. I'm not watching this season. Not Robin is there because they offer her $60 in a Popeyes coupon. You know what? Jersey, yes, Jersey was there. New York is there because I saw Sai. I saw her because I follow her on Instagram, so she's there. New Jersey is there. Teresa's there. Melissa's there. I'm not sure who else is there, but I know Teresa and Melissa are there. Miami is there. I saw Gertie. I don't know if they have a whole panel, but I saw Gertie. I don't know who else is there. Oh, I've been meaning to tell y'all this. Child, I forgot to tell y'all this for like the last 3 or 4 videos. Y'all know they said that Alexia is secretly dating Todd, even though Todd is currently suing Bravo. Baby shark, do. Boiled chitlin. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. Candy was there. She received the Lifetime Achievement Award. Her daughter was there. You know, she's there promoting her show, Next Gen NYC. So yeah, she was there. Mm-hmm. Right, Abby. Always a scheme set up by Todd. Right. Okay. So let's get into this Dr. Heavenly situation. Now, they asked Toya if she was going to vote for Dr. Heavenly. Toya said, no, I ain't voting for Dr. Heavenly. She's not polished. And I don't think that she would be I don't think she'd be a good representative. Now, I did not look at the whole sound clip. So maybe I should look at the whole clip before I give my opinion. Because I just saw what Toya said, but maybe I should. Let me see. Toya Bush Harris voting for Dr. Heavenly. All right, let's hear what Toya said.
Does Heavenly have your vote? No, she doesn't. But for me, yes, absolutely, unequivocally. I'm not one of those individuals who are just going to vote for someone just because they're my friend. You know, you have to show me that you're worthy of the position. And right now, we need to take it very seriously. We have a lot of people in positions in office, and it's a mess. And I'm not going to add to the mess. You know, so when she shows me that she's cleaned herself up and that she's polished and she knows how to answer the questions in a way that's for the people, she'll have my vote. But as of no. Now, this last one is a little mess.
Okay, so y'all know they asked Dr. Heavenly to respond. So let's hear what Dr. Heavenly had to say. Let's hear what Dr. Heavenly had to say.
Had some conversations with Toya, and you know, she had some not so interesting statements about you running and that she felt like you weren't polished, and a lot of the comments did not agree with her. They felt that as a Black woman kind of set our community back.
Thank you. Listen, first and foremost, I just hate that I did not educate Toya on that she's not even in my district. She cannot vote. And we had the conversation. She does not know what a state representative does. She damn sure doesn't know what a congressperson goes. But let me talk to you about why I'm running. I'm running because I'm the child with no windows. You remember that episode? I grew up on government assistance. I watched my mom work really hard, and I see burns on her arms when she worked in the laundry, right? Until she could get free child care so she could go back to school, right? My dad was a disabled veteran, 100% disabled, died with Agent Orange. I am a two-time HBCU graduate, Harry Medical College and FAMU, right? And they're stripping away the loans and the funding for HBCUs. My son was arrested. He came home safely, but so many of our boys don't. And that's why I'm running for Congress, because in my district, when she said that she would never live in and that she was above my district, they don't have a voice. So many people don't have a voice. And I'm going to be that voice. I'm going to use my platform to be a voice that's unvoiced, unapologetic, and unafraid to speak up and speak out for my people. And that's why I'm running. But I don't think Toya gets that. We're making some things happen. Thank you for that.
So let me say this. I have mixed thoughts on this situation. I'm going to say number one. Y'all know what I tell people all the time. It's okay to just shut the fuck up. It is okay for Toya to say, Heavenly's not even in my district. I can't vote for her. If you didn't want to lie, if you didn't want to, you could have just said, hey, she's not even in my district. I couldn't vote for her if I wanted to. However, Dr. Heavenly has done and said some things that will make people question her sincerity, me included, and will make people question what she's doing and why she's doing it. I do think it's more serious than just, oh, she's a Black woman with a platform, so we just gonna vote for her. I do think she has to really bring, what is the plan? What are you going to do for your district? You know, and I've told y'all before, I don't even care why, well, I do care, but people run for different reasons. So let me say that. And we've had people from all walks of life run for public office. She has every right to run. Just because she's a reality star doesn't mean she can't run, whatever. I will say, but I do feel like, I don't think that Toya is all wrong in some of the things that she said about Dr. Heavenly being polished, Dr. Heavenly being ready for this moment, Dr. Heavenly really ready for all that this job entails. But the fact that you don't even live in her district, Toya, girl, she really ate you up in the first 10 seconds of her response. Once she said, I'm sorry I didn't do a good enough job educating you that you don't even live in my district. After that, nothing else mattered. Like, she dropped mic. Girl, you don't even live in her district. I agree, JB. Once they said that Quad was her manager, you lost me with that. And again, I don't know. Excuse me, y'all. I'm not even saying that Quad isn't. I don't know if Quad has the qualifications. I just know that, again, it looked more like a TV show stunt than a real thing to me. Yeah, she's running for Congress. Yeah. Right. You don't even go to this school. Right. Exactly. Well, anybody can run. Again, like I said, anybody can run. I mean, we've had, like I said yesterday, and I've said this before. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger was a movie star who wasn't even born in the United States. He was the governor. He became the governor of California. Sonny Bono, a singer. Like we've had Jesse Ventura, a professional wrestler. Like we've had all of these people run. Like we got it. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like people don't have a legitimate reason to have some concerns about Dr. Heavenly. But Toya, yeah. Quad is her campaign manager. Yeah. Quad is her campaign manager. And again, like I said, Quad may very well have the qualifications, but again, it just makes me feel like it gives me pause. That's all. It gives me pause. Did Buffy get her money? No, Buffy put a lien on Contessa's house, though. Were you here when we talked about that, Informed? Baby, Buffy went down there and put a lien on Contessa's house, honey. She want her money. Contessa, get that lady her money. Because I don't feel like Buffy going to stop until you give her money. Child, get that lady her money. If you got to go put out a second mortgage on that house, go get that lady her money. Please and thank you. Y'all say that she's not her main manager anymore. Well, that was a good move. I think that was a very good move. Yeah. Child. What is Quad's political background? I didn't know that. What's her political background? Yeah, Ronald Reagan. A good candidate for what? Oh, you were asking. To my knowledge, but again, I don't know. I can't speak to that. I don't know if she has a political background. I don't know of one. And again, I think Quad is well spoken. I think Quad probably has a lot of the skills that it takes to run a campaign. It just, for me, it wasn't a good look because I think people were already questioning the sincerity of it. And then you make Quad your campaign manager. It just didn't look, if she had said Quad is on my team, okay. But to be her campaign, I don't know. That's for me. I can only speak for me. It didn't give me that confidence. Right, JB. Is she gonna say your mama? If somebody calls her out, is she gonna say your mama on there? Right. Congress, I have no interest in it, so I wouldn't be a good candidate because I wouldn't want to do it. So no, I wouldn't be a good candidate because I don't want to do it. I hear you, Ray V. I see you defending your soror. I ain't mad at you, girl. I ain't mad at you, girl. All right. What in the world? Remember when Fred Thompson was always playing a senator or a congressman in all the movies he was in, also a high-ranking individual. Yeah, he actually ran for president. I worked with his wife. His wife had a mentoring program when he was here in Congress. She had a mentoring program. It was called Best Friends, and I was one of the mentors with the program, and so I met her a few times. I met him a few times because we always got invited to the big gala they did every year, and of course he was always, he was there. Obviously, he was there with his wife. Yeah. All right, y'all. Let me get out of here. I wish I had a history teacher like you. I wish I know a little something. Child. My kids that have a teacher like me don't know a whole lot because they ain't listening. But I hear you, boo. I hear you. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to myself, child. All right, y'all. Let me get out of here. What time is this? 8:30. Oh, maybe I'll talk about. Do I want to talk about Bell Collective? I don't know. Let me see. Because it really just wasn't a lot there, child. Maybe I'll set it up and talk about Bell Collective. It ain't gonna be a long review. I think I needed to. I feel like I don't feel sick, but I got this sneeze and this sniffle. I don't know, but I don't feel sick. I don't know. I learned today at my mentoring program, they listen when you don't even know. That is true. That is true. All right, y'all, let me get off of here. But thank y'all for coming through on this Saturday night and hanging out with me for a little while. I will talk to y'all later. Tomorrow, y'all know we had the Real Housewives of Potomac. We're gonna try to do Beyond the Gates tomorrow. Not sure if I'm gonna have time to do anything else because I'm gonna start. Y'all know I'm gonna start ordering those. I'll start ordering the baskets tomorrow, and I also have some stuff to do for work. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to give you more than that tomorrow than Beyond the Gates and the Real Housewives of Potomac. But I will try. Oh, good job. 150 people watching, 136 likes. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. But other than that, you guys, I will see y'all. If I don't come back later on to do do I think the baskets will arrive too early? No. Like I explained, you guys, I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to commit to doing this all in one day. I'm going to order a few baskets every day so that I can get them all ordered by the end of the week. And I'm not saying this to complain, but it's a process. I have to pull the email, go into Amazon, order make sure that the people can get it delivered to that address and all of that, order the baskets, go through that whole process and do it over again. I don't have time to commit to doing it all next weekend. I just don't. So I'm going to start tomorrow. If people get them too early, they can have an early Thanksgiving. And I'm not saying that to be mean, but y'all, that's the best I can do. That's the best I can do. I still have people sending me emails, giving me names and addresses. Like I literally got an email this morning, and I'm not complaining, but y'all, look, I'm doing this by myself. So no, I don't think it's too early. I don't think it's too early. Depending on where they live, they can put the turkey out on their back porch. It's cold enough, depending on where they live, for the next couple of days, you know. So yeah. Yeah. All right. With that being said, y'all, I'll talk to y'all later. Mwah! Peace.